Dr. Tara Dawson, physical therapist with Body One Physical Therapy. We're kicking off week 3 of our injury prevention program for runners. So thanks for sticking with us for these first couple of weeks. Hope you've learned something. But today we'll be talking about the importance of proper quad stretching with if you're a runner. So your quads are the big muscle group in the front of your thigh here. They're muscles that can get really tight if you're running and not stretching properly. So they're probably muscles that you've thought about stretching before, but you might not have been stretching properly. So today we'll talk about a couple of different ways that you can stretch properly and promote better quad length to prevent injuries in the future. All right, so for this first stretch, what you're gonna need is either a couch or a bed. We're gonna use this treatment table here to demonstrate. And then you're also gonna need some sort of either belt, dog leash, or something that you can help stretch with. So here we're using this type of belt. So what you're gonna do is put one leg up on the bed, and then you're gonna let your body completely fall flat onto the table. This leg that's gonna be down on the ground should be in about 90 degrees of hip flexion here. Then what you're gonna do is take your belt and you're gonna wrap it around your ankle. So you're gonna come down into this position and then you're gonna pull the belt towards you this way. That should get you a really good stretch in the front of your thigh. Hold for about 45 to 60 seconds and then repeat that 2 to 3 times. So this seems like a really complicated, funny position to get into to stretch your quads, but I promise there's a reason for it. So the purpose of having this opposite leg down on the ground is actually to lock out your back so that you don't compensate with your back. So a lot of times you've probably seen this type of stretch for if you're trying to stretch your quads, but actually what happens a lot is that you don't get into the quads enough because you're extending at your back or bending backwards in your back. So that helps take stress off of your quad and you compensate with your back. So the purpose of having that opposite leg down when you stretch this way is actually to lock out the back. It keeps your spine in a nice neutral position and it helps you to totally isolate your quads to be able to stretch them in a better way. So if you're just out and about and you don't have a table like this to be able to stretch on, I do want to show you a way that you can properly stretch by doing that standing quad stretch. So I would have something to hold on to. And here we've got the treatment table to be able to hold on to, but a wall or anything would be a perfect solution for that. But basically, whenever you're gonna do the standing quad stretch like this, you wanna make sure that you're not bending backwards at your back. So in order to do that, what you need to do is tighten your core. So kind of draw your belly button in towards your spine. And what that's gonna do is promote that nice flat back and not let you extend at your back. So if you have your core nice and tight, it should kind of deepen that stretch. Other things you want to watch for is not to bring the leg out to the side like this. So make sure that your thighs are basically staying parallel and you want to keep the core nice and tight. Try not to extend at the back. So here's what that looks like from the side. So leg comes up. What I'm going to do is draw my belly button in towards my spine to engage my core, and you can see how that flattens out my back. Whenever I do that, I actually do feel a better stretch through my quad. So that's what you're looking for when you tighten your core and flatten your back, that you get a better stretch through your quad. Thank you for joining us for week 3 of our injury prevention program for runners. So hopefully you had some big takeaways today of how to properly stretch your quads. So if you've been stretching improperly in the past, that's okay. Just use these tools that I talked about today in this advice to better stretch your quads in the future to help prevent injury. So hopefully your training program's going well and you're supplementing all of your running with some of these new exercises from the injury prevention program. We'll see you next week.